Hey guys, welcome back to a new reaction on this channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to another one of a Gojira track. And I'm super excited about that today. The name of the song is Fire is Everything. Sounds insane. What should I say? Maybe you remember, maybe not, between 2 and 3 weeks I reacted the last time to Gojira. That was the song Wisdom Comes, a really short one for Gojira stuff. I guess just 2.5 minutes or so. But that song was really, really cool. In general, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of long songs. I know that Gojira definitely have longer tracks, and it was something really refreshing to have a really short Gojira track, but really straightforward, really heavy, exactly that's what I want to hear. And I really enjoyed Wisdom Comes, I'm honest with you. Maybe one of my favorite Gojira tracks. Because maybe you know in general that I don't want to say that I'm not the biggest or I'm not a big Gojira fan. I think they are really insane. I know why they have a big fan base. I understand that definitely, but it's just not in general directly my type of music. So I'm definitely not the biggest Gojira fan. I like listening to the songs, especially also here on as a reaction. I also remember, for example, the song "The X," which was also a really amazing track. I really enjoyed that one. But other songs, especially the link. The link was my least favorite, I guess, because that sounded completely different. But hey, we will see. Maybe today we will have another one of the amazing Gojira tracks, because I just remember that I listened to one single song from that record, and that was Space Time. But I can't remember the track. Honest. I'm sorry, but we will check out Fires Everything today. So I shut my mouth and let's freaking go. Right, guys, sorry to pause after that because of copyright strikes. You guys know this is Gojira with Fires Everything. And I'm honest with you, this song reminds me of another band. Maybe you think it's a little bit weird why it reminds me of them, because they don't have much in common, in my personal opinion. But Definitely this song reminds me of other band. And this band, I have it here on my t-shirt, by the way. That's this one. It's System of a Down, because first of all, the song started directly with this really, really fast beat, and I definitely got directly System of a Down vibes, because they also have a lot of songs that starts directly with that type of drums and guitars. At the same time, you have a lot of beat changes in here, which is also a main thing in System of a Down, because sometimes you listen to a System of a Down song and they have so many changes in one song, and you think, what the freaking hell is going on here? It reminds me of them. It reminds me really of them. I could imagine to listen to that instrumentals and have Serge, is that his name? I guess I can't pronounce his last name, but the singer of System of a Down as a singer in this song. I definitely can imagine that. I'm honest with you, because especially the instrumental sound so freaking System of a Down like. Of course, not everything, and especially sometimes the guitar sound a little bit more heavier than System of a Down sounds. But like I said, especially these beat changes they have, and also that they have really, really fast parts, and then they jump directly into these slow parts and directly back into fast parts again, and directly back into these slow parts again, and so on and so on. That is such a System of a Down thing, in my opinion, and I really enjoy that, because I don't want to say I'm a big System of a Down fan, but I really like their music. They have amazing records, in my opinion. So, of course, in general, I also have to admit that this is not directly my type of a Gojira track, because yeah, as a System of a Down track, it would be awesome, but with the voice of the Gojira singer, I missed something, I'm honest with you, but still, I think it's really cool that it reminds me of System of a Down. So I'm really enjoying that. Alright, we go a little bit back, maybe a little bit more. Let's listen to the rest of the song. Right. That was Gojira Refires Everything, and let me listen to the first thing directly. In my opinion, it reminds me so much of, I guess, Bounce was the name, right? Bounce by System of a Down, because they start also like that instantly with the track. In my opinion, really, really cool. Like I said, I also have to say, in my opinion, the second half was a little bit too, I don't want to say monotone, but it was the same. instrumentals all over again, and that is usually exactly what I not like, especially in progressive metal or in I don't want to say usual metal, but typical heavy metal, when their songs are 13 minutes long and then they have the same instrumental parts all over again for minutes in loop. In my opinion, the second half was definitely weaker, but like I said, that's just my personal thing. But the first half reminded me so much of System of a Down with these whole speed changes and beat changes. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And of course, it's not directly one of my favorite Gojira tracks. I would definitely pick more Wisdom Comes or VX because these two songs really were great in my opinion. But also still, I freaking love listening to Gojira, especially here as reactions. Not in my private time maybe, but here as reactions, I really enjoyed it. So if you want to request more Gojira, do that. Feel free. I'm ready for that. And if you haven't seen my other Gojira reactions, because I guess I did a lot. I don't know how many I did, but I definitely did a couple of times. I will give you my Gojira reaction playlist right now in the outro. Just click on the playlist on screen and you can watch them if you want to. If you want to talk about Gojira with me in the community, join our community Discord. Link is down in the description. You can join anytime. You can talk about anything you want. Cool to see you there. And then I hope I see you guys again in another reaction. Would be awesome. And I say bye.